Alright, good afternoon. Today is a very exciting day for me because one of my rabbit designs is now in operation. And I have asked Mr. Hansen, we have worked together and we have put this design together, and he is now have it in operation. And I come here to introduce it to all the farmers and show you how this works. This is built out of plastic pipe. This is 3/4 plastic pipe.
Yeah,
we use 3/4 plastic pipe, pressure pipe, right? Which is a pressure water pipe, and we build it. We build the entire cages and set them inside of this. This entire structure is built out of pressure pipe. They are just pushed together. I want to tell you something. Mr. Hansen, you look like you didn't glue the pipes.
No, most of them.
Most of them were glued?
Yeah, the roof, I'm not glue on the roof.
Oh, the glue is not good.
The roof is not.
Right, so he glued most of these pipes, but he seemed to have done it sparingly with the amount of glue. He has also built, these feeders, very small and nice. But let us just look at the cage first, Mr. Hansen. So one of the things is that we have built these cages with a side, with a degree. The rear of this cage is 8 inches. The front of the cage is 17 inches. The front of this cage is 17 inches to the ground. And the depth of the cage is 20 inches. That's 20 inches is the depth. And the length of each of these is 24 inches, 2 feet. That's the length of each cage. So the floor space inside each of these cages is 20 in depth, 20 inches by 24. This is comfortably enough, as you can see, to rear any kind of rabbit, whether the large or the smaller rabbits. They are quite comfortable in this. Now, what we have done here, this tilt that is here, it allows for the manure to fall off the cage. So you have very little maintenance in using this cage. And he has used these are pallet liners, right, Mr. Hansen?
Yeah.
These are pallet liners, some plastic pallet liners. These are what they use, I think, at one of the brewery, and the pallets come, it's spread out on top of the pallet. So this is a waste material that he's using. This is what this waste material looks like. It comes on a regular pallet, and they put it on the pallet when they are bringing in products, importing products for the industry. So this looks to me like maybe about 3.5 by 4 or something like that. And that is what he uses on the top of that. So he's covered from rain, and this also moves away the urine and all the waste material. This is the whole entire thing. Now, one of the things people asked me when I did this design the first time, will it be strong, Mr. Hansen? He was one of the person who said to me, Mr. Bernard, you sure this going strong? Why? He might say, we are going to use a big pipe, I actually was planning to use 1/2 inch pipe because that's what is it, But he said, I think we're going to go 1 inch, but I think he went right in between and used 3/4 pipe.
Yeah, I went right in between and used
because
3/4.
he was doubtful. What? Look at this. I'm shaking it with my hand. You see how firm this is? You can't move it because when you connect all these pipes together like that, it forms and it gets stronger. It gets stronger, and then he has the pipe on the ground. The beauty with this plastic pipe is that this pipe will not rotten. It will last you almost forever. And we have used this mesh. This is the mesh that I like. I like the 1/2 by 1/2 because it prevents rodents and rats and most, parasites. Yes, and you have excellent fall through. If you look on this, how long now since you have the rabbits in this cage?
About a week.
About a week. There is no mess. Look at the fall through. Everything is falling through on the cage. and it's perfect, and the rabbits look quite comfortable in it. Very, very nice. He also has his water automatic feeder. Look at that, the rabbit is actually drinking the water from the automatic water feeder quite comfortably. This is automatic water feeder, and he has the drum above. He has it over that side that is now feeding the automatic water feeder, automatic nipples, and he has that 5-gallon container, and the water comes over and comes in here. This cage is a 3-tier cage, 1, 2, 3, right, which carries you right to my height. I'm about 5'7" to the top of the cage. You can comfortably look after the rabbits here. But one of the things is that I like 4-tier. I actually believe that this top tier here would be where you put the young one. So my idea of it, I'm still young, and I can still do a little climbing. So you put a container on the ground like this, and you just climb up, and you can feed all the growths. So right now what he has here is individual plant. This is 1, 2, 3 cells. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He has 9 cells here, right here, as you can see. So my idea is to have these cells here, and then on the top you have a grow out cage that is open right through. You wouldn't have any cell, just a 1 cell with maybe 2 feeders and the water nipple. So I like the 4-tier because you go up a little higher and you can feed the young ones. So you will know now that all the rabbits that you bred here, maybe all of them will be up here and they are all related. So this is the design that I came up with using plastic pipe. Now we are going to show you now the idea. Now we can now make the cage for the top. It's not completed as yet, but we make this cage square. Now look at that, people. This cage will be square on the top here. This looks like about 12 inches.
Yeah, 12 inches.
This is about 12 inches high. You grow out the rabbits on this top one, and look, I can easily reach. See, I'm going to open one of these doors. See, the door is here, and you can reach inside and take out the rabbit. Maybe he might need a door in the middle, maybe to access them, maybe not. But he has 2 doors on this grow out cage. Another thing with these grow out cages, sometimes you can throw forages on the top. You can have a V in the top and feed forages in the V to the young ones. But the young ones can go inside of this, and then you have a 4-tier. So this is my ideal situation. I'm standing, feeding the 4th tier. And I come down and I take care of each individual ones. And this is the perfect idea of what I think a rabbit cage should look like. Now, one of the things that we also do here, we use this galvanized wire, this fine galvanized wire, and sew the mesh together. If you look, you can see how he sewed the mesh. So the mesh has been sewn together. He has put his doors like this. It's just cut out of the same mesh, and he has his door here. He opens the door and he closes his door. Very, very simple. These feeders, he got these feeders made. How much it cost you for these feeders? Yes, he paid $700 for these feeders. And you said you wanted to show me your unique design, because one of the problems with J feeders, these are called J feeders. And the problem with a J feeder is that the rabbits tend to scratch out the feeding out of the J feeder.
Alright, what happened is that I basically asked the person who made these just to put a little lip inside. So there's a lip inside there, which that prevents the rabbit from scratching out the feed.
Okay.
Yes.
So the lip is where?
This
Oh, this lip here.
Yeah.
And it stops them.
Yeah.
So you're not having, so 1 week of testing his J feeders,
Yeah,
and they have not been, no scratch out. And if you notice, he has some holes in the bottom of this J feeder. And this is a nice size J feeder. It can feed, it can feed the growths, it can feed the mothers, it can do everything as you see here. So, very nice. As you can see, these cages are so big. Look here, look at this baby rabbit, 2 inside here, feeding right now. And see the little young ones drinking the water from the automatic water feeder. We need to automate and make the work as simple as possible when we are doing our rabbit rearing. We want to make sure that we do less work and be more productive in everything that we are doing. And that is what a cage design like this offers you. You have less maintenance, less cleaning, and very hygienic. And you know biosecurity is very, very important in rabbit rearing. We need to have very sanitary environment. So this is easy to clean, easy to maintain. Because of the roundness of this pipe, the urine and the feces won't get stuck in the pipe. It will just fall off very easy. As you can see, we have nothing holding up inside of this so far. Very nice. Now, one of the things at the back of this pen, when this feces fall off here, you can have a catchment at the back and collect the feces. This cage actually has not been completed as yet, because one of the things that we in the design, because I'm just giving you an introduction to this design, we are going to extend a pipe here and connect the entire, this exact thing, we're going to mirror it on this side and have it back to back, and all the feces drop right here in the middle. This is what is going to end up, and he will continue with his cage design. We have run out of mesh, but we will continue and add the rear to this cage. This is a temporary fix up here now to test the design of this facility. So people, look at this, my fellow farmers. Automatic water feeder, automatic J feeders, you know, sanitary environment, rabbits comfortable, good height, excellent height. This is right here at the top of my head. I'm 5'7". You know, I can stand on this and feed this top tier. Very simply. Just move this around and fill it. So that is why, Hans, I was saying to you, I subscribe to 14 in rabbitry. This is my ideal situation of it. And this is a crate. You can see what I'm standing on. I just stand on a crate that is about maybe 1 or 2 feet tall, and I now can feed all these rabbits right here. And this is easy to move around in my rabbitry and do what I have to do. This is the entire design. I will break it down into smaller segments in another video and show you everything else in a more simplified form. Mr. Hansen here, he built his cage, I think it's 72, 6 feet. He built it 6 feet long. I actually believe, hold the tape measure, I actually believe it is better to go 4 feet, right? But he preferred this and he did it this way. The reason I prefer 4 feet is because he had to cut the mesh and add this piece to it. But if you take one piece of the mesh and just wrap it right around in a circle, you will end up with one circle with 2 compartments, and you can go up 3 tier. And then you build the next one and build out the next one. And this is what I recommend. So you can see it here, people. I want you all to know that I did this design because I was trying to find the cheapest way, the most cost-effective way to build rabbit cage. One of the things with this environment, is that you are able, anybody can build this cage at home in your backyard. You don't need a welder, you don't need a plumber, you don't need, I mean, if you are a guy, your wife can help you, or your wife can go and build it, you know, or the ladies can go and build this themselves. They don't need anybody, because this mesh is sewed. You sew it together. You just bend this on a piece of board or a piece of metal. You bend the mesh to what you want. You stitch it, and you stitch everything together. You use binding wire, tie the feeder in there. You use a cutter and cut out the holes and cut the mesh. Very simple tools. You just need a hacksaw and a cutter and a pliers. Very, very simple tools to make a cage like this. And this will last forever, because this plastic is not going to rotten, and it is so strong. When you put the next cage behind this and connect it to this, this is going to become even further. And one of the things is that I want you to see behind here one of the concepts of making it strong. We use this binding wire and we tie a X in the back like this. When you tie this X in it like this and you make them stiff, it actually firms up the cage. If you look, when I try to shake it, those wires are taking the pressure of what is happening. So you use ordinary wire and tie it back and forth like this. You can also put an X in the floor. You can take wire and put an X, use galvanized wire. He's now using this binding wire, but it's best to use the galvanized wire. They have galvanized wire like this. You can put an X in the floor, and it will also strengthen the floor and strengthen the cage and make it have no shaking. he also used binding wire and tie the cages to the pipe, which offers more strength of his cage design and his facility. So I wanted you all to see this. This is very innovative. At first, we were looking at this cage. In the beginning, I was looking at building a cage, a facility like this for about $10,000. But right now, that price has gone up because the mesh price has gone up. Everything has gone up. You have an idea what this costs you? The cage?
Alright, in total, this complete set of cage cost me roughly about $20,000.
Okay. So this, you're talking with the feeders,
Everything.
the water. So he said with the 4 tiers. So with the 4 tiers here, with the automatic water, automatic feeders, you know, everything that you see here in this design with the pipe, it cost him about $20,000 Jamaican. And you know, that is very, very good. Very good. And you know, as you know, I'm trying to be very sanitary. Why? So we are now moving away from this. This is where he was. Wood. You know, look at that mess. Look at the board. Chewing up the board. You know, all of this. Look at the height of these cages. You know, this is like 2 feet high. This is where we're coming from. We are moving from this design, and he has 2 tiers here. Look at this. This is 2 tiers here. So we now move from such a facility. Look at this 2-tier facility. Massive. Right? This facility over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This facility is 2 times bigger than this facility. And this is 9. Of almost the same size. Plus a growth cage. Can you imagine that? Taking up less space than that. Than the older design. So, people, I bring this because I want all the young farmers now to look. I'm making it more affordable for you. We can look at it. The roll of mesh was selling for about $8,500, about between $8,000 to $10,000 the other day. Now that price is going to go up. I'm thinking that it might sell for $15,000, and that is from other suppliers, not the regular supplier. And I'm hoping that we'll get the mesh at about $15,000 a roll. And a roll will
basically give you 6 cages plus 2 growth cage.
A roll will give you 6. You mean 6 like this?
6 like that.
Right. So you're going to get 6 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this.
Yeah. And
Plus
2 of them.
2 of the growth cage. So which is going to make a complete cage in my design.
Yeah.
So which will house a complete design, will house 9 and 9, 18, 18 breeder cage plus 2 grow out. When you look at this design, also this feeder here is about 6 inches by maybe about 6. You know, big enough to do most of what he did. So what Mr. Hansen do, he takes the sausage tin and he just throws 1 sausage tin in each feeder. He has a cover on it. He just pulls off the cover and drop the feeding in there and feed them every day. Automatic water, everything is here. This is really everything in the design. Now, one of the things that I also was going to do with this design, I was also thinking of using the tin sheet here. Or you can use, you know, any plastic liner you want to put out here can be used. But he's very innovative and I use this plastic, which works very well for us. Very, very nice.
And the plastic is cost effective because the sheet metal is
More expensive.
$425 per foot. While this basically costs nothing.
Nothing, right? Because it's a waste material. So this is it, people. I'm so glad to have brought this to you. We take a walk around. You look at it. 3 tiers. 1, 2, 3 tiers. This is the back of the pen. All the fallout is happening here at the back. The pipe is here. Clean, sanitary. Everything is just really working very, very well here. Really, really very, very nice design. So, people, this is our innovation. This is what we wanted to bring to you. And We have looked at many other designs out there, and we have adapted and transformed and come up with our own little thing here in Jamaica. So thanks you so much for watching my channel. I feel very good to have brought this to you. Please continue to subscribe to my channel, and I really enjoyed bringing this to you because this is a design that I've had for years. I've been dreaming about showing it and showing it to people around, and I'm so happy to bring it to you. Also wanted to show you that these are some New Zealand rabbits that he has here. Very, very nice New Zealand rabbits. If you can look at them, he has different, very nice New Zealand. And these are how old here, like this nice ones?
That one is 7 months.
7 months. So you're going to breed this shortly?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are New Zealands, and they look so nice. Very, very nice. I'm so happy to see them here today. One of the things that I wanted you to look at this cage. This was Mr. Hansen's, trial of this. And you can see what is happening here. What this is doing, is showing you the effect of what happens when you use the plastic pipe for your structure. So this cage will fall apart. I don't think it's going to last forever right here like this. You can see how it's falling apart everywhere along here. The door can hardly close, and all different kind of things are happening here. That's why using the plastic pipe as your beam, as your support, is the best solution to building rabbit cages. Thank you all for watching. Please continue to subscribe and make sure that you keep growing strong.